one of our speakers for tonight. His name is Myles.
Hey, my name's Myles. I'm addict.
Hey, Myles. Welcome. Love you a lot.
Oh, man. Oh, you'll be timed up here?
That's all right.
Oh, man. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be clean. It's a great day to be, just a great day to be alive, for real. And I got off work this afternoon, and I was coming here, and I went to the area to get a whole bunch of key tags and some meeting lists. So if anybody's needs meeting lists, y'all get out, run to a meeting, man. Run to a meeting. Get connected with this program. Because this don't stop once you leave here. That's the only thing I can tell you, man, because you got to get to a meeting, man. Saves your life. Find some people that are trying to be clean in the community. Try something different. I mean, who in here? I know I tried anything that anybody would give me when I was trying to get high. You know what I mean? It didn't matter. If I was drinking, you had some drugs, you said, try this, I tried it. You know what I mean? Whatever. If it's going to get me more messed up, I tried it. So why not try this? You know what I mean? If you tried everything else, try this. That's all I can say about it. But man, I mean, I'm thankful. I don't have the most clean time in the world. I got like 8 months clean.
Yeah. The dude with the most clean time in the world is probably dying.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have that. I ain't got 50 years. I'm
like
shooting
72.
72 years. They do that at conventions. They ask people how much clean time they got. One of the guys is in H&I. He said he thought he was going to have a lot because he's got like 39 years. And he was like, man, them guys had like 42, 45. I'm like, golly, I can't imagine. But I mean, I want to die clean. I want to die clean. This is the way I want to die because I don't want to die and people say he was a good guy. He tried really hard, but he never got it together. You know what I mean? I don't want that to be at my funeral. I don't want to be at my people's coming to my casket and going, he tried really hard. He was a good guy. He give you shirt off his back, but he never could quite get it together. And I ain't saying I got it all the way together now, but I got it together a little bit better than I used to. My socks ain't sticking to my feet no more from staying up for days. I don't stink because I ain't showered in 3 days. Shit, I mean, that's where I'm at with it. I can't forget where I came from with that either. I can't forget that last time that getting high, that cycle, man, of just getting high, going to work, getting high. There was just never any progression, and then just struggling to pay my damn $60 phone bill or something. Anything that was out of getting high or buying beer was too much. You know what I'm saying? Living off 50-cent bags of chips and like fucking beanie weenies and stuff from the corner store. You know what I mean? Or slices of pizza from 7-Eleven. Forget that, man. I mean, it's nice to be able to go buy a combo meal when you want, or put some groceries in your refrigerator. You not go to the refrigerator and that thing ain't empty, man. You're like, hey, or have a refrigerator even, because I stayed in a rooming house. I didn't even have a refrigerator in my room when I was getting high. I mean, and not having roaches and all that stuff crawling around with you, man. It's the same. Like they say, this disease takes you to an animalistic level, man. And I was definitely an animal. I was living like an animal. I was running wild and just didn't have any respect for myself, anybody else, really. I mean, whatever, I did what I did. And, I not saying that I didn't have some values, but I mean, people take advantage of you when they see you in the positions. Everybody knows that if you try to work a job, somebody knows they're going to pay you a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Because you're using, you're getting drunk. They're going to take advantage of that. They're going to hold that over your head because they know you can't jump into a better position right away. And you can't, I mean, that's just life. I mean, it's sad to say, but there's people out there like that are going to use you. And nobody wants to be used like that. I mean, it's demoralizing. It doesn't make you feel good. And at the end of the day, you go spend your little $100 or $150 made that day or something. And the next day you wake up broke and trying to bum a cigarette or whatever, man. It's just, ain't no way to live, man. I'm just glad But I mean, I had to get my head out my ass and start taking suggestions from people. Quit thinking I had all the answers, you know. I mean, because I've done construction work and, you know, all that my whole life. So he's like, you got that tough guy, Evan Shuck, hold Mr. Philly. I'm like, I'm badass, I can pick up more 2x4s than you or whatever, but or roof faster than you, it's like, but that shit don't count for nothing. I can drink more beer and still get up the ladder, but shit don't count for nothing, man. I mean, it don't get you nowhere. You don't have to conform to those. I'm trying today not to identify to have that work-life balance and not make my work my whole identity. That's not who I am all the time. You know what I mean? I do work, and I'm pretty good at what I do, but that's not who I am. Like I like try to introduce yourself without saying what you do. You know what I mean? Don't make that your whole identity. Like, hi, I'm Myles. I'm a carpenter. No, I'm Myles. I'm an artist. I'm Myles. I like, you know what I'm saying? That's not who, just because I do a job, that's not who I am. You know what I mean? That doesn't define me. I mean, don't, that work-life balance and not just being defined and trapped in that system of identifying as whatever you do in life. You know what I mean? Just it's something. You know what I mean? Said, because what I mean. There's things I like to do other than that. I like to play guitar. I like play the drums. I mean, just different stuff, man. And it doesn't. I like cars. I like women like everybody else. I mean, it doesn't. That's whatever. I mean, that's what I like in life. I work to like those things. I worked to like drugs for a long time, but I got other addictions now. I got wanting to stay clean's an addiction, I guess, almost to me now. Because I'm scared to get high again almost in a way because I think I'll die. I know I'll die. I know if I go back out there because they say it's just that you pick up right where you left off. And I've seen people die. I've seen people get out of jail and die the next day. Or it's crazy, man. And I don't want to die. I'm not ready to die yet. I got more I want to do in life. I got dreams and aspirations as everybody else. I mean, I think but I had to give it up, man. I had to start listening to people and quit thinking I had it all figured out. And I can't. I still have a problem with sometimes like listening to my sponsor and stuff. But the other day he told me, he said, well, as long as you're willing to pay the price for what you're doing, you do whatever you want. You don't have to take my suggestions, but it's either gonna work out or not. But you gotta be willing to pay that price, man. For whatever decision you make in life. And luckily, I went to prison. I ain't never been locked up sober. Every stupid decision I've ever made, I was always fucked up. You know what I mean? Whenever I got locked up, I was always high or drunk or something. I got accused of trying to break into a car one time because I thought it was my buddy's car and he was in it and I was knocking on the window. Fucked up. You know what I mean? Cop rode by. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, you don't see him sitting there in the car? Because he had tinted windows and shit. I'm sitting there knocking on the car window like, cop rode by, what are you doing? He's like, nobody's in that car. I was like, you're trying to break in? I'm like, no, I'm not. I live right here. It's right in front of my fucking house, but still went to jail. Just dumb shit. Just drunk. Stupid, high, tripping, like all that shit, man. Can't, and I don't want to risk what little bit I have, what little bit I've gained in life now. I don't want to lose it because shit, I've lost every fucking thing. I've started over multiple times and I'm tired of starting over again and again. You know what I mean? Because that's all you do. Like, and I always just wonder, why do I have to keep starting over? Why do I have to keep finding a place to live? Why do I have to keep starting over with somebody? Why does this keep happening to me? It was always somebody else's fault, always the situation, the job's fault. They shouldn't have fired me or whatever. But I was fucking up. I was drinking. I was partying, coming in late, coming in with alcohol on my breath, or drinking at lunchtime, or smoking weed in the company vehicles and shit, and just fucking up all the way around. And they get tired of your shit. Ain't nobody gonna put up with it. And then I did find a job that finally put up with it because the boss was the dope man. You know what I'm saying? Make the money, turn around at the end of the day, taking the money back. But yeah, I mean, I'm tired of the high cost of the low life, man. And I hope y'all are too. And I mean, if anybody told y'all, I think, y'all, I love all y'all. Y'all doing awesome because, I mean, just like that first step, the surrender, man. I mean, all y'all making a step in the right direction, man. Is anybody and everybody can do it. Just anybody and everybody can fucking quit using drugs and have a better quality of life. And that's what I got to share. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you, Shane. Then secondly, we have Adam. Mr. Ed?
I love y'all. I'm an addict named Adam. I'm sure some of you may have seen me here before, so I'm grateful that I get to keep coming back. Yeah, I am a member of Narcotics Anonymous. I'm also a drug addict. I am a gambling addict, burning everything down clean. I'm a touch myself addict. I love chicks. That shit doesn't go away. What are we eating tonight? Oh, we're on vacation. Let me take my own gravy addict. No, I'm serious. Cause I need that family. I need to feel something at all times in my life. I don't know why. Sports addict, very competitive. I'm from Baltimore, so I'm a Raven Oriole, but my son, who's 4 years old, gifted recovery, he's got to see the Eagles play the last 2 Super Bowls, right? So Sunday, we're sitting there watching the Ravens in the second quarter, and I'm just like this. I'm like, this is a horrible football game. And my son doesn't even look at me. He's like, they're all horrible football games. That's why we need the Eagles on. And then I was like, that's why you're going to bed, and they're on at 8:20 again. And a lot of the sports is a big thing in my addiction, especially because, I started using young. We have a Zima at 5. I used with my parents, and I probably shared this methadone in the fridge. My line of powerlessness was 18, 19, shooting up my family, right? Living in this house. And then right across the street was a Phoenix Recovery Center. Very spiritual for me, right? Right there, recovery and relapse, which is my favorite chapter. There's not much between recovery and relapse. The letter A-N-D, and then for this program, it's I gotta understand God, G-O-D, right? I have to, at least that's where I am at now with 7 years and some clean time, and I have some gifts. I have been, overloaded with gifts. And I still do this. This is what I did to stay clean. So I'm not a prison boy, but I went to jail. I played spades for chicken on Sunday, but I'm not a prison cat. No, thank you. And so I was look in front of the judge. I was like, I'm going into the military. Right. And so I did. And I brought myself with myself. And I was a gospel disc jockey on a methadone program, smoking crack, a mess of life. Right. I used with my mother. And so I get into recovery and it's damn, that was abuse. I didn't realize that shit. And so I came to the military, right? Brought myself, but I came to Newport News so I could high step at home. And before I knew it, I was getting biscuits, and I always took Xanax with biscuits, right? And so many people in my life have died because of that, Xanax and methadone. And I have permanent withdrawal because of methadone. Thank you, methadone. Or am I just getting older? It's a perspective that Narcotics Anonymous has helped me out with. Because being an addict, it's always man, I feel like shit. Oh, God, I got a runny nose. I got to wake up in the morning. Here we go. Right? That same life from me. And then I get perspective, the earth is spinning 700 miles per hour. And then gravity's 9.8 meters per second. And I'm getting older. I eat like shit. I think that's just part of life. Life is hard, and I feel like shit some days. That's normal. Normal people feel like shit. I really didn't know that. I was I'm sick. I'm in withdrawal. But I come here, I'm 23 and still high stepping at home and using. And then the military was like, hey, we got to get you out of here. You're an addict. And thank God I didn't go home to Baltimore or I would have been dead. And that's just how it was. My mother died, my sister died, 3 months apart. We think my brother-in-law had something to do with it. Crazy shit, right? That's the disease of addiction. But by the grace of God, I stayed here. And while I was in the military, before they kicked me out, they were like, hey, you're going to go to this 28-day program. And I was like, all right. And I had done some in-person or outpatient stuff in Baltimore, but this was like in-person 28 days. And so I went to a meeting every day, other fellowship. And as soon as I went to Narcotics Anonymous, it was like, well, duh. I knew I was an addict. I knew I was probably 15. And, my mom was getting, like 3 scripts. She was a dental assistant. And I would have to go home. We would share them. I would have to go home in the middle of the day and just take a pain pill. And I was like, damn, I'm fucking addicted. And then the heavy shit came. So I always knew I was an addict. But then when I heard who's an addict, I was like, I'm a fucking addict. I knew it. As soon as I heard that old timer, I was like, I want what he fucking has. I'm not a dumb addict. We are not dumb. When Myles said, well, I think I know everything. We do. We're still alive. We know fucking plenty. We know how to get our ice cream and our cake, if you're like me. We know how to get what we get, take it to the limit. One thing about Narcotics Anonymous is, just because I know that shit, I still have to take the suggestions and do it. So it's like, hey, write a grat list. The first thing I want to say is, fuck you, I know that. But what I really need to do is, okay, and just do it. And then it's like, man, huge gifts come. And it don't matter what your motive is, at least for me, that's what I believe. I hear people like, well, I'm going to do it for myself this time, or I'm doing it for this. Look, I did it because I didn't want to die. I don't want to be in pain. I don't want to fucking lose that shit. The judge sent you, good, whatever. Doesn't matter what our motives are. That's, for me, it's spiritual. God has us here, or whatever you believe in has you here. And so, got to go to, it's like 30 meetings in 30 days, right? And I knew when I heard Narcotics Anonymous, I was like, yes, that's it. And I also heard that alcohol is a drug too, right? I was like, and alcohol is a drug. And in Australia, they'd be like, alcohol's a drug, mate. Bloody period. Because it's a bloody period. I make fun of the chanters because I think I'm real spiritually inclined and I know all the history and shit. And all that chanting shit came from AA. So then, NA does some shit like that. Because there's some, when I came in, I wanted to do things my way. And NA, it's real, no, we don't say sober. We don't say this. And today I understand, we're trying to bring the message of addiction to recover from addiction. And so there is some clarity there. But don't get it twisted. I don't discriminate against fellowships. I didn't discriminate against drugs. And I love everything that both fellowships have to offer. And so I knew what worked. I knew what was going to work for me. But at some point, 23, 24, 25, deep down, I just wanted it to go away. And, I got to go to these meetings every day. And then as soon as I got out of that rehab, and even though I stayed here in Norfolk, I was still drinking. I was still, I was too young. That was one thing going to me. I was too young. Nobody shot up and smoked crack with their mom and, and dad, and they're all dead. Nobody went through what I went through. And then come to find out, yes, plenty of people have gone through what I've gone through. Some worse, some not worse. That's kind of being humble. And that's kind of what I learned as I go through the steps. There's always a Bruce Willis more than you. There's you know what I mean? It's man, I used to take 100 milligram patches of fentanyl. And then there's this one cat that there's always someone that, may have done things. And I guess what the program gives me is this new perspective that, we're here for a reason. We're here to connect. We're here to share, help each other, and to have faith. And specifically, that's what the steps gave me. But I didn't get clean first introduced to Narcotics Anonymous. 2008, my clean date is August 2nd, 2018. So 10 years of staying here and coming in and out and getting on that medication. I'm only going to do that drug, and at the very end, blunts. Go ahead and smoke weed when you leave here. I'm going to tell you right now, If I were to smoke a blunt today, I will have to have a motherfucking blunt in my hand as soon as I wake up, and I better pass out with a blunt in my hand when I go to bed. And if I wake up in the middle of the night to piss, I'm grabbing that blunt nonstop. Nonstop. That's a problem for me. That's a problem. My disease progressed. I'm that addict that shot up his mom living across from a recovery center. I don't need to be smoking blunts no more. I don't need to be trying to, I can't. I've tried. And then that progresses onto something else because it's never good enough. And then it's like, here, have a bar of Xanax. Okay, cool. And then before I know it, I'm popping and it takes me down that. For me, that's how it was, and don't get it twisted. I'm real pissed about the blunt thing. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't smoke. It's legal now. I look with 7 years and change. Well, this was like 2 years ago. I work at Old Dominion University, right? And this is a true story. And it snowed and there was salt on the ground, right? And we had a few days off. And I parked my car and I'm going and then I see it's a half a blunt laying there all wet and nasty and salty. And my first thought with 5 years and change was like, I'm going to pick that up, take it home and put it in the oven on low.
Why don't you just put it on the hood of the car?
Right? Because the reality is for me, I haven't changed that much. Yes, I drive the speed limit. I wear my seatbelt. I mean, I have gifts today, right? I get on my knees every morning and pray. It was a non-negotiable coming in 2018. On my knees and pray in the morning, on my knees and pray at night. I've shared this before, telling y'all, I have crawled on my hands and knees in rooms that I did not even smoke in, right? But then I come to Narcotics Anonymous and they're like, hey, get on your knees twice a day and pray. And it's the hardest thing for me to do. I had to do that. Like I had to do it. And whatever it is I believe in, I don't even really know, right? I don't know. And I was that addict that was real smart. Like, well, Christianity and Islam. It's why the wars. Ain't you seen that picture of Jesus? He's white. But yet I've never not had nice soft toilet paper to wipe my ass with, right? Like that's how spoiled I was. Like I'll tell you about religion and all this stuff. And then I'll go lay down on my nice bed with my sheets. A white dude from the East Coast, right? Like I gotta be real. I gotta stop. And that's what Narcotics Anonymous helped me do, is realize I'm not the only one. That there's billions of people on earth. And most of those billions of people believe in a religion. In fact, these steps, right, like were meant for monks to be better monks, And like the traditions. It says he. It says he. Well, that's because it was written 100 years ago, right? Like stuff doesn't change. I've shared this too, like Civil War, right? 1861, 1865. It was 100 years later, segregation, 100 years later, right? So this writing that we're using still to recover is old. It's old, and so I can be so quick to look at it and be like, ugh. And so I just had to surrender. And I don't know why I got the ability to surrender and get clean and stay clean with so many people that don't make it to this. Like Myles was saying, like, we should be proud of ourselves, right? We surrendered. We're here. What about all those people? My mom, my sister, my brother ain't clean right now. This is me being clean. My brother had he was 26 days, right? Not using, and then took a shot of fentanyl. And he was smoking a cigarette. You know what happened? He caught himself on fire. Now, luckily, he was dead immediately with the shot, but never made it to the rooms. Never made it to the rooms. Most of us won't. Most of us won't. It's 98% of us will never get 5 years or more of clean and sober time because it is a chronic, progressive, fatal disease. It is fatal. We read with the literature, be like, sick, getting better. And my disease is like, you're damn right. My disease is reaping everything, y'all. Right here, every step that I've worked, it's part of who I am. It's part of who I am. Right up here. Right up here. All the good stuff right there, And so I get a little bit of clean time. I continue to pray on my knees. I got a sponsor, work the steps. Got a home group, did H&I. I think, they always said 90 and 90. I did 450 straight days. Myles was talking about that balance of work. I recovered. That's what I did. I was like, that was my surrender. A lot of times, and I hear it, and it's like, man, how am I going to get a job? How am I going to do this? And then I don't know, because I've never heard on the news where it was in other news today, recovering addict, fresh out of the rehab, was recovering so hard, he died because money, like gifts will be given to you. I promise. But it's like, man, I had to do work. And I didn't know that though. I didn't know that. I just wanted the pain to stop. Like I just didn't want to keep fucking getting high. You know, that was it. And I wanted a connection and I wanted to live. I wanted to, I've been with my wife for like the whole time, 15, 16 years, and now we have a 4-year-old and an 18-month-old. I went back to school. I'm a PhD, pretty heavy druggy, but that's my story, but yeah, like, wow, I get to do all that, but like recovery still comes first. And even now, 7 years and some change, and still praying twice a day. Still, I keep track of all my meetings, right? I got sponsees. I do everything in the middle. Recovery. I'm still trying to burn everything down. Because like something in me still doesn't quite believe that it's a disease. Hey, we'll pay for you to go to rehab. What? Oh, it's a disease. Well, it's all inclusive. Like drugs is just a symptom. Huh? What are you saying? Right? I don't get that. I still can't get that through my skull. I'm not a player, but I'm a professor, so I'd love to be tapping some shit. I ain't that good, but my disease thinks I am, right? Or like the sports shit. Ooh, who's playing tonight? Like, I think I'm a real smart cat with sports. Like, I really do. Boom, 50, see ya. Boom, 50, see ya. Lying to my wife. Same behavior. The same behavior. And still busting my ass in this program, because again, it'll want to take me out. I have a spiritual void. And for me, I have to spiritually grow. And at least I know for step 1, like, man, we are worthy of that. Getting my ass whooped all the time, all the fucking time, getting my ass whooped. Like Myles talked about how he could go to work. No way. I can't get fucked up and go to work. I mean, I can smoke a blunt and go to work. See? Still there. But like, I can't be getting drunk and nodding out and going to work. No way. And now that I have gifts, that's what happens though. You stay clean for a little bit and you work the steps and you trust the process. I mean, beyond my wildest dreams, crazy shit. Like with 9 months clean, I don't know how it happened. Still sweating at the palms. I got to be a daycare teacher, right? And so I like to bring that up to the old timers because I'll be like, oh, because, I hate some fucking old timers. Oh, I get real pissed, right? Because they know it all. And then I have to listen to them. And like I have to do the program. And I failed for so long at the program. Like the last thing I want to do is listen to some cats. And I mean, I guess I'm coming up on that old timer shit, but I always be hitting them up. I'm like, old timer, during my step 11, I got to pat babies' backs while they fell asleep. And I did like gifts that are unimaginable. I remember one morning, look, this is clean and recovery. Wake up, picking up the dog shit, go to the daycare, cleaning up the baby shit, the diaper, go home, my main pipe, shit all over my front yard. I mean, it was literally the shittiest day. I swear to God, it was horrible, but I went to bed clean. And then I was like, damn, like, gosh, so many gifts, so many crazy gifts. But then, like, this is what I found out in recovery. I didn't know women have miscarriages often. It is kind of common. Really? Like, I didn't know that. Like, I'm serious. That shit I didn't know. I can remember, look, we were trying to have our first child, and then she was bleeding out. And you know what I was like? I was like, going to my home group. See ya. Because if I was using and getting fucked up, I probably wouldn't even be there. I'd probably be chilling or whatever, or I'd be straight zoning, right? Like, I couldn't even be a father fucked up. I can't even fathom that. Her in the hospital that first time. Oh, you know him, honey. You know him. That's Uncle Right coming up in here to get me right. I couldn't even be a father. Using. I couldn't. I can barely be a father today. Barely. So the gifts that come, but hard work, the hardest thing I ever had to do, and surrender. It's amazing. But I got my ass kicked. I can't use successfully. I can't. But my disease will tell me that I can. So that's all I got. If you don't think you can use successfully, you're in the right place. If you think you can, then I'm leaving this place tonight. I'm leaving. I mean, I've been to treatment. I can get fattened up real quick, right? So you know where to get an NA meeting. We got meetings. Thanks for letting me share.
Thanks for
Got it.
sharing.